Let us sound the alarm and let us celebrate. Today, everybody, today, warriors out there, what happened? Connecticut. Connecticut became the ninth state to ban child marriage, to end child marriage. Let's talk about it. My home state, where I'm sitting right now, New York, banned it last year. My birth state of New Jersey banned it also a couple of years ago. We have Delaware, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, Vermont, Minnesota, Rhode Island, and now Connecticut. I couldn't be happier. Keep in mind that these 9 states took about 7+ years to get this far. We have 41 states to go, 18 no exceptions. Every state makes up their own rules, regulations, legislation for all of this. There is no federal law about child marriage. That would be under 18 getting married. And what you have to understand about all of this, and I've spoken about it extensively many times, why it is so detrimental to a young girl in particular. There are a couple of boys, it's mostly teen girls, mostly girls 12 to 16, is because they are then kept out of school, they lack education, they usually end up pregnant, they usually end up being dependent on that man, they have no means of making any money, especially if they're pregnant to have a baby, and they also suffer from a lot of medical conditions and sexual, what shall I say, diseases. I know it's a family show, but let's be realistic here. What's happening now? You might say, because the argument I run into a lot is, well, it's a cultural thing. You know, West Virginia, my cousin got married at 12 and they're still married 80 years later. Well, that may be well, good and fine, but I'm here to tell you, many of these stories, children have been sold off to a man because the parent or parents needed money, needed drugs, needed a roof over their heads, needed food. This is what's happening in the United States. And I'm pointing all of this out because I can't believe in 2023 we have to fight so hard about ending this child marriage. You know, you have to be 18 to be considered a legal adult. Well, you should be 18 to get married. Remember, you cannot, as a minor, enter into any kind of legal contract. And some states have one parent can sign off and allow a marriage. Some states have a judge can decide. But what I want to get at with all of this is that every single, what I will call a survivor, because that's what they are, of child marriage, has pointed out to me, never once, because I would always ask this question, you know, did a judge say anything to you? Did they question, you know, especially, I'm thinking of one case in particular where the girl was 13 and the man was 40. Now, this is a baby, and looking at the pictures of her, she looks just like a little girl. Every single one of these women has told me nobody ever questioned this man, this older man with this child. And then I said, as this young woman, she then had a baby. By 16, she had a couple of kids, and she would be in the park and see other kids her age in high school walking by, staring at her. Not once. I asked her, did anybody ever say anything to you? To any adults when you went in a supermarket? Or she said, no, nobody ever questioned me. Nobody ever asked me anything. The demand is for children. That is the reality in the United States. This loophole with being allowed to get married just creates an opportunity for a lot of people, a lot of predators, criminals, to take advantage. And remember, the demand is younger and younger these days. So if we have to go state by state, which is what we're doing, and do this, we will continue doing it, because the state of Connecticut, we must applaud Acting Governor Susan Berkowitz for signing this legislation for protecting 6.5 million girls in the state of Connecticut. We have 41 more states to go, and we're going to do it. And a wonderful thanks to 2 different organizations that really must be mentioned here. That would be Unchained at Last, a national organization working on all of these issues to end child marriage, and our great partners out in California also working on the national level to end all of this child marriage and trafficking. And that would be Global Hope 365, our good friend Rima Nashashibi. So we have Frady Rice, who's running Unchained at Last, doing a wonderful job. We have, that would be unchainedatlast.org. Please go to the website. Please learn more. Please find out how you can participate. We have our Warriors partner, Rima Nashashibi. That is globalhope365.org out in California. Both of these organizations working extensively to protect women and girls, but all children. So let's applaud tonight. Join me, the state of Connecticut becoming the 9th state, and find out. Go to lynswarriors.org. Find out what your state is doing or not doing. Globalhope365.org, we have a letter writing campaign. So you don't have to be in California. Just go to that website and find out. The sample letter is there, and send it off to your representatives, because we are determined to get through the next 41 states. If our federal government's not going to help right now, if many people aren't going to help, we as women, and some men along with us, are going to take action. We are going to protest. We are constantly going to talk about this in the media. We are going to protect our girls, our young women, our future adult women from this heinous crime. Because I want to share with you that all of these now women that I know could be in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. I even know one that's 80. This is a lifelong trauma. And we need to avoid, we have enough trauma going on in this country right now, and at all times. This is also sexual abuse of a minor. Most of these girls, well, women now, but as girls reported, sexual abuse, a lot of domestic violence, never enough money for their kids, for clothing, for food. And where are they going to go? I've had many people say, why can't they just leave? Well, if you're underage, you have no money, you have a couple of kids, maybe you're pregnant, a shelter doesn't take you in. You have to be an adult or have an adult with you. What do they usually say? The common refrain has been, go home to your husband, go home to your parents. So join me. Let's be celebratory on this Friday night. Let us applaud the state of Connecticut. Let us also applaud the other 8 states. It's a total of 9 now. My home state, New York, New Jersey, Delaware, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, Vermont, Rhode Island, Minnesota, and now Connecticut. We applaud you, and you're all warriors. Join us, globalhope365.org, unchainedatlast.org. And remember, each and every day, we'll take any positive news we can take in 2023 in the United States. Always be a warrior.